that does not seem to be the case. Doom Sprinkles is coming now over to the red buff, looking to pick up Fisk, but Fisk has way more health than him here. Is even up a level as well, finds him over the wall with the charge, just kills him outright. Pelhorse also had to flash away. Really not overall a great situation. Fisk now cut out at the blue buff, has to burn the flash as well. This is surely a dead Sejuani, and that is what we see here. Bleeding Snail and Gluten-Free taking advantage of that recall from Hitariku. The bottom lane and Fisk are all going to be able to converge onto this dragon and pick up the first Drake of the game, and that is Mountain Drake as well. Needs to be putting pressure up there in order to really accentuate this Pantheon, but Demented is going to be going down. Beautiful arrow following up from Bleeding Snail on to Exparia, and that will very much likely be a kill. There's a plant drop. Fisk will flash for the secure though, and here's the jungle pressure I was just talking about. Karakin going to be going down here for sure. Dares gets his first kill to get this turret. If we hop up top real quick, they are much closer to killing the turret though, and they will get the first brick of the game. It makes sense to have these numbers committed, but Fisk might be caught out here, walking right into so many people. There are the chain ults coming through. However, teleport coming down from Kraken as well, trying to match this. Here comes Dares, but the last breath catches Bleeding Snail. He will be able to survive, however, and Doom Sprinkles is going to fall on the backside to Palehorse, just running right through. And Starvin alone get a significant lead overall in that fight as far as numbers go, and they're going to be able to pick up that dragon completely for free or something. And even he ended up in an awkward spot, even though it was kind of a defensive TP, and ended up being on the front lines of where that fight ended up going. Here's the last breath, and Grand Skyfall coming through. Palehorse going to overstay his welcome to the mid lane a little bit. Shouldn't be team fights happening anytime soon, but here might be a fight. Dazzle into Doom Sprinkles, and he will fall immediately. Bleeding Snail now the target, but the Cosmic Radiance will save his life again, as Demented is also locked up by the Glacial Prison. Demented will fall with a flash from Fisk. Double kill for the Sejuani. Now 4-1-3. Flash forward from Gluten-Free Guy. Stun onto Vexparia, and this might be a little bit of an overstep here. Bleeding Snail not here. This is where the damage is really lacking. You have 3 tanked. Last breath drop, and now the armor pen, the armor ignore is here from Hitariku. Trying to turn this around. There's another knock up onto Palehorse, but there's just not enough damage from this Yasuo and Zyra at the time with here. Oh, Q, hold that thought. Vexparia completely caught out by the chain CC once again. The Ash Arrow coming through. Grand Skyfall right in the middle. Bleeding Snail caught out and deleted by Dares. The Glacial Prison completely lifted. Now Palehorse is the target. Gluten-Free Guy now all alone. Drops the Dazzle, but it's just not enough, and he will fall as well. Demented dies on the backside. It's not resulted in too much else for Starved alone. Now Fisk overstays. He'll go down 2, trying to defend the turret that's already dead. Massive, because everyone is full AD on the side of Team Hyperion, and that gives them scaling issues. Mostly Hitariku going to be trying to shut down these fights before they can even start those. He goes in for a 2v1, picks up Gluten-Free Guy, now looking for Fisk and Pelhorse as well. He throws the knockup at a little bit of a weird angle, trying to predict the walkback, but it just doesn't happen. Demented now caught, and Vexparia to pick this up, but he's giving up the Dragon Fort on the other side. They need to get something here, because they traded a kill on a dragon. Now to the end, they just don't. Oh, nothing. But here, this might be an engage coming through. Hitariku going to get stunned up by the Enchanted Crystal Arrow, and there is the Fist diving in. Palehorse onto the backside. Cosmic Radiance locking up everyone into a just complete shield from all damage for the remainder of this fight. Doom Sprinkles will fall. Vexparia scattered to the backside. Members for nearly as long as a death would have anyway. Tier 2 now as well. They already got the first turret. Demented pushed back even further. He hasn't even recalled yet. He has to walk back to the fountain. And good positions. And this might be another misstep from the team starting alone, but there's a Cosmic Radiance that's going to deny everything. And here's the turnaround. The huge ultis on the backline, locking is absolutely everyone up. It's not even just the backline. They got everyone. This is what Starvin alone needed to be doing a little bit earlier when they had that earlier lead. Just constantly be finding these positions. They don't want to get picked off. They don't want to have little skirmishes that are drawn out, really. They don't already have the better position. Demented is all the way up top. They're just not keeping track of the objective, and it just melts before the Fist can even touch it. Oh, hold that thought. Never mind. Demented and Vexparia just going to get the lead by the unstoppable force. Just so much damage coming through to follow it up. A Bleeding Snail in a terrible position. Dares still finds it, even though he's in the middle of 4. Doom Sprinkles now The last one being chased away, but this Glacial Prison is still available. If they 2-stack or something like that to chase back through this choke, they're just going to get Sedge ulted, and there it is. Doom Sprinkles over Seth a little bit too far. Cosmic Radiance comes down as well. Vexparia will be the next target, and the Fisk is just so tanky. Hitariku has nowhere to run at all, and that is a triple kill to Kraken for that mid inhib, but they're just going to go down bottom instead. There's a Cosmic Radiance and the Unstoppable Force. Glacial Prison deleting absolutely everyone. Starving alone with a really beautiful team comp, really well put together and really well executed. It's hard to say that Hyperion really screwed up in their lanes or anything that led to these types of snowballs. It ended up just really being a lot of big fights overall. That's just not something that's going to pan out in lane very well. Vexparia goes in again, but loses so much health. Now Demented stunned up. There are the traps as well. There's a beautiful kill from Bleeding Snail and Gluten Free Guy. Really nice, especially when using them aggressively. Pale Horse trying to find a fight in mid, but he's just going to get run over by an actual horse. And Hitariku flashes forward to get the kill. Fisk trying to clean up what he can. There's the Super Mega Death Rocket coming through from Bleeding Snail, but just slightly too little damage. It's not going to get any higher, unfortunately. Gluten Free Guy going in. The traps are dropped right on top and will force Vexparia to flash away. Demented now locked up by the Solar Flare. Will go down. Bleeding Snail flashing forward, but only has the minigun. Will still get the kill, however, from Fisk, and that's just what we've seen 2 games in a row now. Doom Sprinkles. A little bit too crazy there, but Doom Sprinkles, he does not have analysis. Finds Dare, and there's Kraken going in, but so many tentacles drop, but it just doesn't matter. Weird position. Bleeding Snail caught out, just stands right in the dark matter, gets deleted. There's the Life Form Disintegration Ray, and that will be enough to pick up Hitariku. Doom Sprinkles dives in onto Pale Horse, but he's just going to get locked up. Vexparia tries to have something to say about this as well, but there's the Solar Flare onto Demented, trying to clean up this kill. They're not quite able to finalize it, though. Vexparia has to walk out as well, and that's honestly a pretty clean fight overall. Man, it seems to be a pretty big setup overall. There's a Solar Flare and Glacial Prison dropped onto Doom Sprinkles overall, and that will be enough to shut him down. Bleeding Snail now fighting with Demented, as well as Fisk supremely unlucky. Ooh, Fisk going to get run over by Doom Sprinkles and Hitariku here. Pale Horse dropping a lot of damage on to Doom Sprinkles, and we'll be able to pick up the kill. Trying to run in the wrong direction, but there is the stun. 2-man stun from both the Fisk and Kraken overall. And now Demented is getting chased off as well. Gluten Free Guy finds the back line. There's a Super Mega Death Rocket to clean up the Vagar of Hitariku. But Dare has something to say about this back line just doing a ton of damage. He goes and shuts them down. Only 3 kills. Because there's 2 tier 2 turrets and a 3rd being pressured. The way a lot of people have been doing it is Doom Sprinkles is caught out here. There's a beautiful flash stun from Gluten Free Guy. I don't know how he pulled that off, but he did. Point blank arrow, not going to stun up Bleeding Snail for nearly long enough, about the same amount of time as that Pulverized. As Demented falls on the backside, Vexparia falls as well without having to use the in-game chat, which is awesome. Now this is the 3rd dragon of the game. If we take a look, this is already a Mountain and Cloud Drake team. Now it's an Ocean Drake as well, so lots of diversity here. Demented and Dyer's just completely caught out by the Solar Flare, and then followed up beautifully by the Glacial Prison and Super Mega Death Rocket. And those are 2 easily deleted kills. But actually, no, they don't pick up Demented. Not quite. Vexparia putting himself in kind of a risky position, but kind of baits everyone into the event horizon, and they're not quite able to make that chase happen. And now they're all just going to try to push as a unit. This is something that Starved Alone did last game as well. They're going to try to punish the over-aggression here from Hyperion. As they try to push out of the base, they think they have a catch, but really, they are the ones that are caught. Bleeding Snail takes a ton of damage from the Vagar, but it's not nearly enough to shut him down, and this push goes on from Starved and Alone, and they might even look to close out this game here. Only 2/3 of the way gone as well. Never get initiated on. Kraken just got hit by an arrow there, but there's just no possible follow-up. Now Demented walks up too far, just deleted, and there's a Solar Flare onto Hitariku as well, and Dare's Bleeding Snail getting chased back, but still invincible nearly on this Jinx, even without the Taric to help him out. And that is a missing health of Veigar ultimate there. That is what the damage is based on now, just nothing missing for Bleeding Snail. They should have this closed out in the next 10 seconds, I would imagine. And now they will take this game in the end, right dead on 30 minutes, actually. No, very close. Very close to dead on 30 minutes. Nonetheless, it is a very clean closing to the game, 31-5.